Is the light heavyweight title cursed? First Jiriprochazka, now Jamahal also had to vacate his title. What's going on there? What is my opinion on that? All in this video, guys. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Assalamu alaikum, Habibi.
So Jamahal just came out with a YouTube video where he stated that he has to vacate his light heavyweight title that he just won in January in Brazil against Glover. I was there, watched the vlog. He has to vacate it now. Why? Because he has a ruptured achilles.
What the fuck is that?
And I'm not really sure what I should think about the vacating, because you have to see, Jiri had vacated the belt because he had an injury that doctors said will take him 1 year plus to recover. There is a lot of reason there, and even he didn't have to do it. He decided it himself and got a lot of praise for it, which I 100% agree with. But a ruptured Achilles is not that bad. Like, I googled it and I can tell you exactly what it says. How long does it take to recover from torn Achilles rupture? Rehab and activity. This may be as soon as 2 to 3 weeks or as long as 6 weeks after your injury. With the help of physical therapy, most people can return to normal activity in 4 to 6 months. In physical therapy, you will learn blah, 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 blah. And the UFC has the craziest physical therapists in the world. Let's say, I think, and I'm not a doctor, but I think you could be back in training in 1-2 months or something, in like small training, and then be back in the cage, let's say, end of the year, something like that. And there's no fight announced anyways for him. So that means if he would have had a fight against Jiri, for example, for the light heavyweight title, which was what most people are thinking, it wouldn't have been anyways any earlier than October. Maybe they planned it for Abu Dhabi, but definitely not earlier, otherwise it would have been announced already. So, in my opinion, I just don't see why you should vacate the belt, because he waited like 6-7 months for Jiri now. Why can't Jiri wait 3 or 4 more months? I think Jiri would be happy with that, because his shoulder is definitely not perfect by now. So, I mean, let's say they fight in January again. I think in January he would be ready. Bro, January is 1 year after he won the title. And it's not that he just chilled 1 year. There are so many guys, Ngannou, Miocic, all these guys always took off 1 year between fights. And he did it because of an injury and because his opponent was injured. So I don't see the problem there. I don't know if the UFC told him that he has to vacate it or whatever, because they maybe have some plans. I'm not sure, but I think it's very cool of him. You have to give him a lot of props for that. I'm just thinking out of his perspective. Maybe they guaranteed him a pay-per-view point. Like, he's guaranteed a title shot when he comes back, he said that. But I don't know if he gets pay-per-view points. Normally you don't get that if you're not the champion, if you're the challenger, and you will be the challenger. I don't know, maybe they guaranteed him that. It's a nice gesture of him, but he does not have to do that, in my opinion. So I'm just not sure what to think about it. I like it as a fan, because I think it's cool to have 2 new contenders fighting for the belt. But for him, I'm not sure if it was the best decision of him. But I wish him the best of recovery. And it's interesting right now what the UFC will do with it. I would not be surprised if the UFC said, hey, now Alex Pereira versus Jan Blachowicz, which happens in like 2 weeks, is for the undisputed title right now. I would not be surprised about that.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
As I said, if Jiri would be ready, they would have announced the fight. I think Jiri will be ready at the end of the year, October, November, December. If Pereira comes in and knocks out Jan Blachowicz quickly, or if Jan Blachowicz comes, takes him down and, I don't know, just beats Alex Pereira, why should they not be ready for the end of the year for Jiri? And I mean, Alex Pereira is a light heavyweight champion. The UFC would love that. That's a lot of money coming in. You know what I mean? So I'm really curious. Either they make that, or they make Jiri versus Ankalaev or maybe, what would be fun would be Jiri versus Johnny Walker, but I don't think they will do that. But Jiri is definitely fighting for the title next when he comes back. So I think they either do Pereira versus Blachowicz for the title, or they do Jiri versus Ankalaev later this year, or maybe Jiri versus, if Pereira comes in and knocks out Blachowicz immediately, they will 100% do Pereira versus Jiri, 100%, because Pereira is a cash cow. But let's say Pereira loses by a decision or something, I think they Maybe they give it to Jamahal, it's also possible. Yeah, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. If Jan comes out, if the winner of Jan against Pereira comes out healthy of the fight, I think they fight Jiri later this year for the undisputed title. So this is my guess. Write your guess in the comments, guys. What do you think? Was the smart decision of Jamal? Write it all in the comments, guys. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and that you don't hurt your Achilles. Eat your fruits and eat your vegetables, guys. Until the next one, stay healthy. Bye-bye. Bloodsport out.